Good day. My name is Yeshema Gwedini. I am a civil engineering BTech student specializing in urban engineering at the Nelson Mandela University. As part of the geometric design course, I am required to undertake an investigative study on the alignment of bicycle and pedestrian facilities at intersections. The intersections under consideration is the Five Ways intersection, which is located at Cape Road, Port Elizabeth. The Five Ways intersection is formed by Cape Road, Albany Road, Rosemary Avenue, and Park Lane. The second intersection under consideration is the Fig Tree intersection, which is located at 17th Avenue, Woma, Port Elizabeth. That intersection is formed by Springfield Road, 17th Avenue, and Main Road, Woma. An appropriate link and intersection will contribute towards the reduction of road crashes, resulting in less fatalities and injuries. However, given the needs for road users to cross roads and intersections, there will always be conflicts between road users. These conflicts need to be managed. While these conflicts can be managed through the provision of non-motorized transport facilities, which I will be discussing in detail at a later stage. There are legislations and guidelines that guide engineers when designing for non-motorized transport facilities. According to the National Road Traffic Regulations of 2000, a pedestrian crossing exists at all intersections, whether it is marked or not, and pedestrians have priority at these intersections. Having looked at local and international guidelines, the main emphasis there is to provide pedestrian crossings and bicycle lanes at all intersections. This is to improve the safety of pedestrians and cyclists. The following are some design principles which should be used as a guide when designing for non-motorized transport facilities and intersections. Observe. Watch how the intersection is being used. How are the pedestrians and cyclists currently navigating the intersections? Where are they crossing? Will the people actually use the proposed design? Pedestrians and cyclists will be there. Expect pedestrians and cyclists anywhere it is legal. They will use the facility regardless of the perceived safety concerns. It is better to meet the basic pedestrian and cyclist safety needs rather than assuming that they will not use the facility. Tie it up. Bring intersections to a 90-degree angle. This forces motorists to make slower turns at intersections. Slow it down. Where necessary, provide facilities that reduce the speed of vehicles at intersections while maintaining operational efficiency, since there is a relationship between vehicle speeds and pedestrian and cyclist collision severity. Improve visibility. Always ensure maximum visibility of pedestrians and cyclists through providing plenty of sight distance and installing adequate pedestrian and cyclist markings and signals. Access for all. Design facilities so that pedestrians and cyclists of all abilities, ages, and skills to navigate with ease. Clarify the right of way. Clarify to pedestrians, cyclists, and motorists who has the right of way. Do the intersections in consideration meet the requirements? Well, having looked at the guidelines and the design principles, the answer is unfortunately no. There is no cyclist infrastructure at these intersections. They have relatively high operating speeds and traffic volumes. Therefore, cycle lanes should be provided and separated at grade. These intersections are large complex intersections with large radii, which allows motorists to turn at high speeds. This compromises the safety of cyclists going through the intersections. Furthermore, the complexity of the intersections reduces the visibility of the road users, especially cyclists, because there's only few of them on the road. Therefore, motorists tend to forget, in inverted commas, about them. The crossing distance is long due to the size of the intersections. This exposes cyclists to conflicts with motorists as they have to take longer time to go through the intersections. It is extremely difficult for cyclists to turn left or right at these intersections without necessary facilities provided, because these intersections have got multiple lanes. That makes it difficult for cyclists to maneuver through the intersections with high traffic volumes operating at high speeds. Without the necessary infrastructure, cyclists are forced to use the pedestrian facilities or the shoulder of the road. Cyclists take shortcuts, which is extremely dangerous because motorists are not on the lookout for them. Since I've concluded that the existing intersections do not meet the requirements as per the design guidelines and the design principles, this is the proposed layout for the five ways intersection. It consists of a 2-meter wide cycle path, a 2.5-meter wide sidewalk, which are separated at grade by half a meter wide pavements. This intersection is quite a huge, complex intersection, which has high traffic volumes, which are traveling at high speed. Therefore, the sidewalk needs to be separated and grade from the actual road. We've also got channelizing islands there. But, they serve two purposes. They prevent turning motorists from actually driving on the cycle path while taking a turn, and they also make the intersection, the actual radii of the intersection, closer to 90 degrees, which decreases and forces motorists to turn at lower speeds at the intersection. We've also got 3-meter wide pedestrian crossings. These are wide enough for disabled people in wheelchairs to try to sort of go through. They've also got ramps at each end, which are at 1 in 12, 1 in 12, with tactile pavers at the tails there of the ramp. Those are also there for visually impaired people. Yeah, so that's basically what we have at that intersection. It's just to make sure that the traffic is totally separated from the non-motorized transport facilities, which in turn is gonna decrease the number of conflicts in this intersection. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, thank you for listening.